I work with leaders when things are unclear and the stakes are real. After 25 years in these types of moments, here's something worth noticing. In this video, I want to talk about why strategy meetings don't actually create alignment and why agreement is not the same thing as movement. Most leadership teams are good at agreeing. They meet, they talk, they surface the issues, they name the priorities, they leave the room with a shared sense of direction and a reasonable amount of hope. And then slowly, almost imperceptibly, alignment slips. Not because people change their minds, but because anyone is being dishonest, but because agreement was mistaken for alignment. This is one of the most common places smart leaders get stuck. The illusion of alignment. Alignment feels real in the moment it's named. Everyone nods, the language sounds shared, the plan feels coherent. The tension in the room eases because something has finally been decided. Leaders walk out thinking we're aligned now. But alignment is not something you declare. It's something you inhabit. And inhabiting alignment requires far more than shared words. It requires people to carry those words into meetings where trade-offs appear, into conversations where old habits reassert themselves, into moments where urgency pressures them to default back to what is familiar. That is where alignment quietly unravels. Most alignment efforts fail for a simple reason. They stop at language. Teams spend an enormous amount of energy crafting the right phases, the right priorities, the right statements of intent. And language matters. It creates shared meaning. It names what is important. But language alone cannot compete with lived reality. When capacity runs thin, people revert to old patterns. When pressures increase, silos appear. When decisions get hard, unspoken hierarchies take over. This is not resistance, it's gravity. Without guidance that stays present, alignment becomes something teams remember fondly rather than practice faithfully. And the cost of misalignment is not obvious at first. Misalignment rarely shows up as conflict. It shows up as drift. Projects move forward, but not together. Meetings happen, but decisions feel heavier than they should. People stay busy, but progress feels thin. Leaders sense it, but they struggle to name it. They find themselves carrying more of the work personally, compensating for what the system cannot hold. Over time, something subtle and dangerous happens. Teams stop trusting alignment language. They still say the words, but they stop believing those words will shape what actually happens. That erosion costs more than any failed initiative. It costs credibility. True alignment is not created in a meeting. It's cultivated over time. It requires someone who keeps returning to the shared commitments when the work pulls people in different directions. Someone who notices where the language is breaking down. Someone who helps teams translate priorities into decisions, rhythms, behaviors. This is why alignment fails when it's treated as a task instead of a practice. Alignment lives in how meetings are run, in what gets attention when time is short, in which decisions are escalated and which are trusted, and how leaders respond when the plan costs more than expected. Without accompaniment, alignment becomes aspirational rather than operational. This is where I walk alongside leaders. I work with leaders who are tired of having the same alignment conversations over and over. Not because they're unclear, but because no one is staying with the work long enough to help alignment take root. I do not facilitate agreement and disappear. I walk with leaders as alignment meets pressure, complexity, real world constraints. Together, we notice where language is collapsing under reality. We name what is pulling people off course. We adjust rhythms, not just rhetoric. We bring alignment back into the places where it quietly leaked out. Because alignment is not maintained by reminders, it's maintained by presence. What changes when alignment becomes lived, when alignment is embodied rather than declared? Leaders feel it immediately. Decisions come easier, meetings grow lighter, responsibility spreads more evenly. Progress stops feeling heroic and starts feeling steady. And people begin to trust that shared priorities actually matter. Not because they were written down, but because they are consistently lived. It's not magic, it's guidance applied over time. And it is what allows good work to move again. An invitation to name where alignment is slipping. If your team agrees on the priorities but still feels fragmented, Pause there. That tension is not a failure of leadership. It's a signal that alignment needs help living in the system. Good work does not stall because people lack commitment. It stalls when alignment is left alone to survive on intention. This is the work I help leaders do, not by creating better language, but by staying with the work until the language holds. If this names something you're already carrying, you don't have to rush past it. Let it stay with you. And when you're ready, I'm here. Book a clarity call at theacuitylab.com or subscribe to the Art of Withness newsletter over on LinkedIn.